There's a lot of great programs out there right now. My husband's self-employed. We know a lot of people who are self-employed in the construction industry or...
Everyone in this room is self-employed.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Yes.
Welcome to the Opposites Unite podcast,
where we discuss real estate and lifestyle topics,
break barriers,
build connections,
and find common ground.
Let's unite. Now that we got everyone's cup filled today, let's do a quick cheers to Lexi's escrow. Congratulations, Lex.
Thank
Congrats.
Congrats, Lex.
Thank you.
Yep.
Very exciting.
Yes, so exciting. Lexi, for those who don't know, Lexi Coxanadelis is new to our team. I know I said it right. Not the way I have to say it to Siri when I call you, because Siri botches it really bad. But yes, congratulations to you. Lexi's newer to our team. She's been with us for a few months and just closed her first escrow with our team today. So congrats.
Thank you.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Couldn't have done without you guys.
Aw. Well, we're happy to help. And today we also have joining our team Erica Miata from the Mortgage Nut. Hi, Erica. Welcome.
Hi.
We're happy to have you as well. So everyone's first question, I would say, when they give us a call, or even probably give you a call if they call you directly, they ask, what's the market like? So in a quick summary, what would your response be to how's the market?
Well, depends on the area that you are looking to buy in, really, for me personally. There's a lot of areas that are very hot right now, and people are going in at full asking, even over asking still. And it's a very competitive market. So depending on the client, their needs, the urgency, I'm coming across a lot of people that wanted to be in a new home before the new year. It worked out for some, it didn't work out for others, but what I'm experiencing is that the market's still very much in demand. And luckily and thankfully, most of my buyers are pre-approved, and we're ready to roll when they are. They've got their pre-approval letters, so when they are out there shopping, we can move quick.
That's the way to go. I mean, you have to be prepared in any market,
Absolutely.
Good, bad, otherwise, because when the right house pops up, you want to be able to move.
Yes. And it's me speaking to my clients. Communication is huge. So it's me speaking to my clients about, well, even if they want to buy a house in 6 months, let's just be ready and know what you're approved for, know what the payment could be, the payment that they're comfortable with. This way, when it does come time to strike, they've wrapped their mind around the process and they are comfortable with submitting these offers and they're ready to move quickly.
Yeah, because that's two very different things, right? How much you qualify for and how much you're comfortable with.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because it could go either way.
It can go either way.
Yeah.
And in today's, economic climate, interest rates can go either way. So when I do see interest rates creeping up, I absolutely give my clients a text like, this is where we are with the market. Here's how it affects your principal and interest payments. Or if I see interest rates coming down, with some lender credit there for them, they obviously appreciate that too. That helps a lot.
And that's my next question.
Yes.
Where are rates going? Everyone's asking that as well. I know you don't have a crystal ball, but I know you watch the jobs report and all of that good stuff. You're very on top of it. So where are rates supposedly heading?
They are staying steady, I guess I could say. A lot of people go online and they Google something. And a lot of the interest rate is tied down to, how much of a down payment you're putting on the property. Your FICO score is huge, credit score. And those things are very much, and your debt to income ratio, those things really help out on interest rates. So if people just Google something and they're like, oh, it's 5.5, well, that could be an FHA rate that they're getting quoted on Google, or a trigger rate, or it's probably, buying it down a full point. So each file is extremely individual. That's where when you talk to your client and I do a soft pull on my client's credit. I've got their credit scores. I structure their entire file. This is where communicating comes involved, to where they understand, the interest rate with their qualifications, and where interest rates could go. Oh God, it depends on every individual client of what that interest rate's going to be.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
even your zip code can affect, has ties to your interest rate as well. So it all depends. But right now, we shop around with several wholesale lenders, and I just came across a jumbo loan. I ran the numbers. I haven't seen a jumbo loan anywhere in this vicinity for the past 2, maybe 3 years. But, they've got over 800 FICO score, excellent credit, over 20% down payment, but it was at 5.99%. It was really good for a jumbo loan.
599 is a great
599
rate for
yes,
a
it was
jumbo.
wonderful. Yeah. And so they were very happy about that. But it just all depends even where our economic climate is going to go. And you can really get into heated debates about that. I'm not about that. I just communicate with my clients as much as I can on where on their individual file. Because you can really go down a rabbit hole on where rates could possibly be going.
Yeah.
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 But hopefully we'll get into a refinance. I don't want to say boom, but hopefully, we can start getting in those clients who are in, 6.99 and get them to 5.99, with ease. And hopefully that's coming up soon.
So for anyone who's listening, if their rate is X, you fill in the blank. How far down does it need to go before they should consider refinancing?
I've got some clients that have a 6.99 right now, and their loan amount is about $450,000. So when you obviously have that amortized payment over 30 years, and then you offer them something at 5.99 and you run those two numbers, maybe $150 for them is worth it at that lower loan amount, or not, because you do have to consider there are closing costs when it comes to refinancing. Or, some people are like, well, I'm willing to have that rate, and I'll definitely put in $1,500 to buy down that rate right now. So that all depends. But if you've got an loan amount in the higher 7s, 8s, or 9, like loan amounts, and you can get an entire point under what they have right now, from 6.99 to 5.99, it's worth it. Yeah, I've done enough files where it's over $500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And then, going from even an FHA to a conventional, depending on that client's situation, if we can get them out of the FHA loan and put them into a conventional to get that mortgage insurance lowered or completely removed, if their property has enough equity in it, let's do it, so it all depends again.
Some people out there don't realize that if they have an FHA loan, that MI is on there for life.
It's forever.
Forever. So they have to refi out of it.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to ask you is about appraisals. Have you been seeing that appraisals have been coming back at value lately, or have you had any issues with appraisals?
Thankfully, in the areas that my clients do want to purchase homes, thankfully, they've all been coming back at value.
That's good.
Yes.
Lex, I'll let you share a little bit about that. I know you just had an appraisal issue on your transaction that just closed about an hour ago.
Yeah.
So why don't you just share a little bit how that worked, in case an appraisal doesn't come in? You had the best possible outcome, but it could go different ways.
Yeah. So we had a little bit of a weird situation because the house that just closed actually sold a couple months ago, the first time around. The owner had passed away right after closing. So they had used that comp as a comp to appraise this time around. So it came in a little bit lower than what we thought it would, about $10K lower. And then we got to, you can actually appeal an appraisal if you don't agree with it and use new comps. So we had submitted new comps for it. And it actually came in 10K up. So we appraised a little bit over value, which is a good thing. So we would have had a kind of a sticky situation if it didn't.
Yeah. So,
so it works. So you can appeal appraisals, which I've never had to do that before. So it's kind of cool that you can get a second opinion and you can go off of that as well. So.
And that was a good learning lesson for
Very
you, right?
much so,
I always say that no matter how long you've been doing this, how much experience you have, you will learn something new almost every transaction. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
I've
been doing loans for 10 years and there's always
everybody
something.
comes up with something in their scenario. There's always something in their file, and every person's different. There's something that comes back whenever you run their credit and you see something and it's not theirs. You have to take it off, or if it is theirs but they didn't disclose it to you, now you got to deal with that challenge. And of course you don't want to offend your client, so you have to bring it up very carefully. It can get hairy. There's a lot to deal with, and putting deals together, right, and getting these people to get their home, to make the dream come true. It can be a little tough.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a new thing every day.
Yeah.
It's a new learning situation.
I tell my clients up front, I will be asking you questions into questions into questions, because communication is the number one thing. And it's like, what's your blood type? Things will come down to with me. I'm like, I need to know.
They kind of feel like you're asking for
they're all right. Your firstborn.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yep, and it's true. It's totally true.
It does feel invasive sometimes, but it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Yeah. I mean, my job is to obviously get them that dream home that they want, and sometimes you have to dig deeper and then deeper. Yeah. So, but I build a good rapport with my clients. Yeah. So they trust me and they tell me pretty much whatever I want to know.
You know what I tell them sometimes? It just feels like the underwriter is just making stuff up, because they need something to make something up. So it feels that way, at least from a borrower's perspective. I see their look on their face like, Jesus, bro, they need more paperwork. And it's just like, yes, like they're going to let you borrow hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're going to ask a ton of questions, and then they're going to ask more questions behind that. And it's going to feel like they're just making stuff up, like they just need to ask questions randomly, because they ask some really quirky questions about bank statements, expenses that you've made in the last couple months, right? On some of these files are pretty invasive into what a person's life, their lifestyle or whatever they're doing. Oh yeah. They want to know why they made a big purchase or why they have a lot of deposit, like an odd deposit. If you had 10 grand go into your account, it's like the lender's going to be like, hey, where's that 10 grand coming from? Or if it went out, where did it go?
That. Yeah.
Right.
I just won't submit that bank statement. I'll be like, give me another bank statement. I don't know. Yeah.
Try again.
We'll bypass that one.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Because, and again, I talk to my clients about that because, listen, is there any other bank statement or savings account or any account you can withdraw from that does not have those certain transactions, because they will have to be sourced. And, sometimes, me and my clients just don't want to get into that can of worms. And so they'll say, oh yeah, I have another account. It could be a great, easy fix.
And that's what a good loan officer does, is it knows the backup plan, right? And knows how to kind of patch things together to make it work, because there are deals that some people can't put together, and then another loan officer comes in and gets it done and is a hero, right?
Yes. And whatever an underwriter sees, they cannot unsee it. It's done. It's in the books, and that's when another loan officer can swoop in and save the day. Right.
Yeah. Especially if they take it to a whole nother house and they underwrite it there, and they don't have all that, and nobody introduced them to that problem. It
never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So
you learn as you go.
Yes, you do learn as you go. That's for sure. Right.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, I've known you for years, and I'm just thinking for those out there that are listening who don't know you, and you've been a lender for 10 years now, right?
Yeah, close to 10.
For those out there who don't know you, can you give us a little background?
Sure. I'm
You're not
born
putting
and-
you on the spot or anything. Sorry.
I'm born and halfway raised here in Valencia. Born and raised here. Went to Pinecrest, Wiley Canyon, and then after that, I did move.
Cute.
But after college, I came back here. My family's here. My husband was born and raised here, so we've got roots that have gone way, way back. So now my kids are, growing up here and all that kind of great stuff. But I got into this industry from a friend of mine. She was a real estate agent. And then, 9-10 years ago, a bunch of real estate agents were getting introduced to Facebook. And I think mostly just Facebook at that time. Right. No, sorry, you guys. It's my son. And I think it was called MySpace or something.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like,
MySpace.
so there was a bunch of
Did
stuff,
you ever
right?
have a
I
MySpace,
do.
Lex?
I want to look at it right now. I want to go find it.
Pull
I wonder
it
if you
up.
could do that. I don't think you can. I don't know if it
I don't
still
know if it,
exists
like,
or not.
exists
Oh, yeah.
anymore.
I want to
don't
see
either.
like what I was like when I was like 12.
Yeah. So a lot of those agents were like, I guess I need to like get into this thing called Facebook and get people to know me and all this kind of stuff through their phones. And, a bunch of social media stuff was popping up at that time. So my girlfriend said, why don't you come in and help the realtors build up their social media pages? And I was like, sure, that sounds great. I was at home with my kids, whatever, and this gave me something to do. So I started to obviously network with realtors, loan officers, LOAs, all these people, and going to these networking meetings and networking groups. And I love just to get out and socialize anyways. So another one of my girlfriend was like, I'm taking the NMLS, I'm going to get my mortgage, my mortgage license, whatever. And I'm like, so what is that? What do you do? And she's, tells me about it. And I'm like, I think I could do that. Like not knowing what I was going to get myself into, not knowing what studying, was going to be like. I just liked the networking part and socializing and talking to people, like, cause I'm just a people person. And, so I did it. I can't believe I did it. My kids were like 8 and 4. And, I just kind of fell into it. And then when I passed, I was like, so what now? Like I had no idea. And I just literally dumped myself into it. And I had some really close friends who were already real estate agents, and they took a chance on me because normally at that point they have their lenders or they know who they want to work with and all this kind of stuff. And I came in cold and they gave me a shot.
Isn't that great?
Everything went well. And
That's so great.
it's so great. And I'm so grateful for it. And then things just started to snowball one after another. And then I started doing open houses with all of my friends who were real estate agents. And that was easy for me because I'm meeting people. And then next thing you know, I'm giving them my flyers, my contact information, and I'm just building clients that way. And then it just kept building and building. And, 10 years later, I'm just kind of like, this is it, Yeah.
And you love it.
I do. I love it. I've met so many amazing people doing this, and my clients are so amazing, so I'm very lucky that refinance boom happened, right? Several years ago. And I kept all those clients, and it was just kind of like they told their family too, like, oh my gosh, like, of course I'm going to tell my family and friends about you and all that kind of great stuff. So it just kind of went from there. So
it's wonderful to be able to work with people you like. And I think that's really key in our business because occasionally we will get a client that we don't vibe with or another agent or a lender that we don't vibe with. And that doesn't make it as much fun. It's not as fun of an experience.
I will say over the past 10 years, my team that helped me in the beginning, I mean, I'll give a shout out to Marla Geezer. I love her to death. She's a really, really great friend of mine. She has taught me everything. So without that team and your processors and your underwriters and all that kind of stuff, like
You're just dreading it at that point.
you can flop on your face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I'm promising somebody an $800,000 loan to buy a house, right? You have to make sure you have that team behind you.
Well, you're responsible for, in a sense, I mean, you are responsible for their EMD being safe.
Oh,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, as realtors, we rely on our lender to say, hey, we have loan approval. You're okay to go ahead and remove
keep you
all
updated.
contingencies,
Yeah.
right? That is the scariest part, honestly, because you don't necessarily have clear to close.
No.
When you do that, and if you're not experienced and don't know your stuff, you could put somebody in a position. Thankfully, I've never lost a client's deposit. I'm sure you haven't either, but that is scary. So you do need to have confidence and experience in your real estate agent and your lender.
100%. Like, hands down. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like the backbone. Well, one of the backbones to the whole process going through. I mean, everybody plays a part and they play their part, and it helps the other ones play their part too. So
Yeah. It's important to have a good team,
It's
right?
like you need that well-oiled machine, right? Yeah.
everybody has their job.
And you have to trust that.
You can't. Yeah.
Yeah, I trust my processor. I trust my underwriters.
Yes.
Like, I trust all of that stuff, and it's critical.
You have to know that your team has got your back.
Yeah.
And that, everyone's going to do their part and do it well. Because your client's money is really at stake.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever heard
And then if they're selling that, if whoever is selling their home, they have their deposit down on another home in like Texas. Like, you never know the trickle effect of all of that stuff. So
Yeah, it's so true.
yeah.
I know you've never lost a client's deposit, but have you ever heard of another loan officer losing a client's deposit over a big mistake that they've made?
Not losing a client's deposit. I've been in situations where loan officers have called me and they're like, something was submitted. Again, you can't unsee a piece of document, to where this valley is very small in a way. So if they have to pick up the phone and call another loan officer and say, we need to close this in 11 days. Can you guys get this done? It's pretty much like, yeah, send me everything. I'll submit the file. Like, we'll get this done. And he's working over there. I'm working over here, to where that client still has, their deposit is still safe, or will be safe. But, certain times, that other lender's got to pick it up where things didn't work out with that first lender, but they got the house and certain things like that. But not just straight up like, oh my God, they're out, $15,000.
I saw that like
you just
last year.
You just
or
like
year,
not
maybe
say
the year
any like
before.
I don't know.
I saw
Never.
it I saw it once, and then the lender actually, and you know what? They did the right thing. They actually paid it because they lost their deposit, and the lender wound up paying it because the program that they had said they were going to work on didn't go through, and it was in the 11th hour, and they were set to close, and it was one of those deals where the buyer, the seller had already another property to buy, and then maybe even a third transaction there, and the lender at the end of the day couldn't qualify them on a special down payment program, like an assist
like a CalHAFA.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And it was a special one with fire victims or something like that, and it didn't qualify. And yeah, a lot of egg on the face of that lender. But on the flip side, they did cover the deposit of the buyer.
Oh, wow.
Because to a big mortgage company, it's it's the cost of doing business. To a consumer that's been saving probably years to get their their money up, you take $20,000 from them, you just set them back a couple years, in terms of savings.
Several
it's very
years,
traumatic.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, we're in a stressful, business sometimes. Like, people don't. It's not all just champagne and celebration.
It's not all champagne today.
Only some days, not all the days.
Only some days.
Well, I think the what I'm thinking right now is like it's not all about like losing their deposit, because that's horrible, right? Like, that's worst case because you don't want to do that. But like at the same time, people are more about experience, right? They want it to be because it's awesome to buy your first house, to like move your family and like
deal.
make the dream come true. You don't want to make it a nightmare come true, right?
No.
Or even like just you want to make it awesome. You want to make it fun, and you want to like give them the keys and their see that glowing face of like kids looking for their bedrooms and stuff like that. That's the cool part.
Well,
And first-time buyers are the best, aren't they? Because they're so appreciative and they're so excited, and they just want to know what's next. What do we expect? So, I mean, I like working with first-time buyers because they're very moldable.
Yeah.
They're very open to what's to come, and because our industry changes so much. I mean, a couple years ago when we had the BRBC come in effect, that's the buyer broker agreement.
okay.
We had that come into effect, and we had to get those signed prior to showings. People at first were like, wait, what am I signing? But a first time buyer, they haven't gone through this process before, and they don't know what to expect. They're looking to us for that, what that next step, essentially.
Absolutely.
And so when we have to talk to them about changes in the real estate market, they're more open to that. So first time buyers are a little bit special and fun, I feel like. Yeah.
It's exciting. And it reminds you like, oh, okay, this is why I love what I do.
Yes.
Because once they close and then they send me a photo and I'm like, oh my God, such a beautiful family. Thank you for sharing your photos with me or whatever.
Yeah.
They're so grateful. They're so appreciative. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Speaking of closings, what time are you going to deliver keys tonight?
4:30.
4:30. Congrats.
Yeah. Perfect time.
Yeah.
Right before the kickoff.
What's
Go do
tonight?
I don't know. We're gonna hang out, drink.
Oh, gotcha.
They're
about it.
celebrating.
The evening,
Yeah.
the evening
Yeah.
comes
They're
in, right?
celebrating.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's like the perfect after hour time.
Yeah.
Not too
4:30.
late, not too early. 4:30. Let's get it going.
I like that 4:30. Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
bringing them? That's the biggest question.
I got a couple things actually. I made like a little basket. Champagne is her favorite drink. His is Captain and Coke, so I got him a little bottle of Captain, bottle of Coke. I got him a doormat with their last name on it.
Very cute.
Yeah. Got him a candle. I don't know if you could cuss on here, but to his mother effing homeowners finally.
Oh
they're
my gosh,
they're
that's
renters.
funny.
They were renters for a long time. So
They were.
yeah.
This is
long
their
time
first,
renters. So
This was their first purchase, or
first in
just
a long,
renters for
first
a long
in a
time?
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then a little Christmas ornament
That's
with
very
their
cute.
new address on it 'cause we're almost there. So, but
Oh,
yeah,
that's exciting.
yeah.
Right
Do a
before the
couple
holiday,
photos.
like,
Yeah.
like,
Perfect timing.
Exactly.
yeah.
Do a
Yeah.
couple photos.
They can have
pop
a
the
New Year's
champagne.
party.
Exactly.
Merry Christmas to them,
Exactly.
right? Brand new house
Yeah.
right before Christmas.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Yep.
You got them stuff they're actually going to use. That's cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they already have all the kitchen stuff. Like I said, they're renters, so their house is already stocked. So, get them a little something different is always nice. So,
Yeah. That's good. They're going to really enjoy that.
yeah. Hope so.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
I get cutting boards and I have their
That's a good
names
idea.
engraved on them too. So every time they're carving meat or fruit or anything
They
like,
think of you.
there's Erica.
There's Erica.
There's Erica.
Well, you know what?
My face isn't on it.
Wait, hold up. Our
but-
gifts go together. So we do knives.
I do Cutco
That's a good
knives
idea.
Okay,
too.
so we do too. So
no,
we
I
do-
didn't get that far yet. I
So-
do the Cutco knives and the cutting boards. Yes.
So we do that. We've always done the knives, and the knives are engraved
Yeah.
with all of our information. And
Yeah.
the funniest thing is,
cool.
it's so true. Like, it's such a great gift because it's not consumable, right? It's going to be lingering around in their kitchen forever.
Oh yeah.
And I went to, I got invited to a client's baby shower, and they had it at the clubhouse in their community where I sold them their house. And one of the best friends who was throwing the baby shower was using my knife to cut
that's
the
cool.
cake. And then the husband introduced me, and he said, "Oh, this is our realtor and our friend, by the way." She goes, "Oh, I see your name. I always see your name on the knife when I'm at their house."
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
Sticks.
perfect.
Yep.
Right.
You know?
Take a
You know it
photo of
works.
it.
That's perfect.
Put it in your phone. Call me. It's true.
I saw a buddy of mine once. We were at his party at a party at his house, and he's using like those big pineapple cans, like
Oh, yeah.
but they're you have to use a can opener, right?
Yeah.
He's got my knife, and he's like using
Oh,
it
doing
as
it the old school way.
yeah, he's popping it
Like
down,
butchering it.
Yes, and I was like, oh, that's not a.
That's not what
cheap-
it's
you know?
for.
Oh, that's
Well,
Everyone
they're-
Coke?
they're not cheap.
No. No. I have them though too.
I do
you?
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love them. Yeah.
But I'm-
Deanna's your girl.
yeah,
Yeah, me too. She texts me and she's like, "Come and get your knife."
she's
sharpened."
good.
She's fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love her.
I haven't
Really
talked
good.
to her in a bit, but yeah, she's good.
Uh huh. She is. sharpens them for free. It's lovely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So what's the hottest loan program you have right now? What do you think? You think it's that jumbo that you mentioned?
I mean, as far as an interest rate goes,
Yeah.
that's a really, I mean, again, it depends on where you're looking and, you know, where we live, and there's other certain counties where they are jumbo loans. You know, the pricing of these homes are higher. And yeah, 5.99 does make a huge difference when you're looking at those higher loan amounts for sure. But it all comes down to what the client's needs are, and what payment they're comfortable in. So sometimes you're approved for just a regular conventional loan, and you're not putting 20% down, but the interest rate could be, you know, in the high sixes. I can run the numbers for you at an FHA loan. And mortgage insurance on an FHA loan probably doesn't bother you, and you've got that lower interest rate, and your overall monthly payment is coming out to be $120 less than that conventional option. It just really depends on what the client wants, but there's a lot of great programs out there right now. My husband's self-employed. We know a lot of people who are self-employed in the construction industry, or
Everyone in this room is self-employed.
yeah, oh my gosh, yes. And you know, there's so many programs now that are catering to people who don't have the regular conventional documents of a W-2, you know, and tax returns, or their 30-day pay stubs. That is a great file to always have. It's like, yay, I'm happy with those. But I get a lot of people who are self-employed, and I'm very grateful now that there's a lot of great loan programs with very decent interest rates for those people to get qualified to purchase and even to refinance now.
There's two things I'm thinking of, and I don't want to forget, so I'm just going to say it right now. Non-warrantable, I know, has been a big thing out here in Santa Clarita for the last year or two, I'll say. Can you talk a little bit about what that is for people who don't know, and then also talk about what the parameters are? And I know you can lend on them.
We do.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We do have several lenders out there that we broker with who do non-warrantable condos. Depending on your area, where we live and where we're located, a lot of the condo complexes out here are non-warrantable, mainly because there's insurance issues, or there's some type of a lawsuit going on with a specific unit, or there's upgrades that are not being funded correctly, or construction on these condos, like a balcony that has health and safety issues that has to be completely fixed around the entire, you know, HOA, around the entire, all those individual condo units. It can get very sticky in certain situations, and we do have people that lend on them, but it's like a case by case basis as well. Yeah.
So
if it can be done, you know, the property's still great. Like, the unit's still wonderful. There's just and it doesn't even deal with your unit, but you have to go with the entire condo complex HOA and do it all. They all get categorized the same way.
Well, because essentially communities that are non-warrantable can't be lended on. It would be a cash only type purchase for that community unless you have a lender that can lend there.
Yes.
And I think, and what's the down have to be? Is it 20, 25, 30%? I do know it does have to be higher.
Yeah, because you have to have some skin in the game if a lender's going to help fund this loan on a non-warrantable property. So I've seen 20%. Some brokers out there require 25%. And it just depends on that complex or that community. And I was involved with one, actually. I did not know this until, we got a little further on in the process, and it was the insurance. And the complex or the HOA board did not want to raise the HOA on, their 200 units in that complex. And so they went out, they got a new insurance policy, and it's a mathematical equation to where the underwriter takes that master insurance policy, plugs in all the numbers, and if it exceeds Fannie or Freddie guidelines, it will kick everything out of the file, and they will suspend the loan. And it's that quick and that easy to where you're like, no, I have the master policy right here. Okay, great. Like, we submitted it, da-da-da. And the underwriter's like, this doesn't meet Fannie Mae guidelines. And then I call the HOA. Why doesn't your master policy meet Fannie Mae guidelines? Like, what's going on? Oh, it's because this, and this. Okay. Well, why'd you do that? Well, because our HOA right now is $410 a month. If we were to take another insurance policy, it would have made every single person in this complex, their HOA would have gone to $550 a month. Okay, so you want to keep your clients, or you want to keep all the property owners to pay their HOA fees to keep it around $400 a month. Yes. Okay, so you're going to go out and get an insurance policy that doesn't meet Fannie and Freddie guidelines. Yep, we are. And you're like,
so no one can sell their property in that community.
Got it. And you're stuck.
Stupid. Stuck on stupid.
But you're stuck. You're stuck. And I'm like,
You got problems.
okay. And most of the time, not these owners in these complexes don't really know that their master policy doesn't meet Fannie and Freddie guidelines. So when they list their property and they're so gung-ho to sell and there's a great buyer and you get
it's kind of
slapped with that.
It's tough, right? Because let's say it's $400 a month. They could raise their payment to $600 a month, and now they can pay that extra insurance, which makes them, they'll qualify. But now the buyer says, hey, that HOA is too expensive.
Yeah. Well, and the current homeowner's like, oh my God, another $200 a month. Like, oh my gosh. Like,
right. It
and
could
it's kind
take
of
their
like
budget
no
out.
warning,
it
really.
Could tip them over, right?
Yeah.
And if everybody gets dinged like that, which HOAs, we've seen a lot of them, they've all been going up significantly over the last two, 3 years.
Ours has doubled since we bought our house.
Yeah, and that's
rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
It's not fair. And I get it. I mean, it all stems from insurance in California, which is a nightmare.
Yep.
They've got to do something about that. And we've talked about that plenty on here on our podcast, but it's just unfortunate because it's like, what are people supposed to do? Especially when the HOA board makes that decision to put in a policy in place like that, and they're not able to sell their property. Like the agent is doing their thing, they're doing what they do best. They're securing a buyer. The lenders are doing all that they can, and then it's out of everyone's hands because the board decided to put a policy in place that's.
And when they update their policy, and you ran it through like a Fannie Mae portal, if this condo complex is still warrantable and they don't have that updated master HOA and it said, yes, it's warrantable, you're literally like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I could totally close this loan. And you're like, so you haven't like submitted your new master policy with Fannie or Freddie, and the HOA board's like, no, but we will. I'm all,
you know what? This is probably.
I'm in escrow right now. Like,
this is probably really good for people to hear because especially for people who live in a community who serve on their homeowners association board, they may or may not understand when they're seeing stuff like this come through what that actually means.
I don't think they know what it means.
I don't either.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, what I think it means is that it lowers their buyer pool, right? Like you have certain amount of people that are going to go FHA. You have a certain amount of people that can qualify for conventional, and then you have a certain amount of people that will buy non-warrantable condos and qualify. And it like thins a herd with who can come in and buy their property. And what that does is it just at the end of the day, there's less competition. And when there's less competition, people are going to try to undercut and lowball and
absolutely.
do that. And that would reduce values at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Which is I think that's really the nuts and bolts of how that hits their market and affects them at the end of the day. Because if they're going to want to sell, then what are they going to have to sell at?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
To be able to now appeal to that small part of the market that's going to look to buy those. Right. Because they know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I drink a little bit more. You know what I mean? When those things
Just a little
happen.
bit. Marty almost
Stress.
Exactly. I'm like, yeah. Or I celebrate more or whatever. But yeah, you definitely, we have our like groups of people who are like happy hour. Yeah.
They get it.
Meet me there. Yeah. It's funny.
And
But-
then when you have a closing, it's a celebration. So
100%.
yeah. Exactly.
I was
Yeah.
never a drinker until I started this job.
I'm still
That's
not.
a lie.
I'm not
Yeah,
really.
Not really, actually.
I'm still not really. You know, you even commented about how Eber and I are having
Like,
opposite
this is
day.
opposite day right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in like an illusion. This doesn't happen.
Well,
It's
nighttime
real.
hasn't hit yet.
Yeah.
We could go
it's
back
still
to
early.
More
opposite night
Or early.
Opposite
depends.
day.
It depends on the day.
No,
Right.
it
Friday
depends
is
on
the
the
day.
day. Yeah, it does
Friday
depend
is
on
the
the
day.
day. You
Friday-
guys, it really
yeah.
does.
Friday
It
is the day.
Yeah.
You need to start.
Give me a shot.
Do. Yeah.
I'll pour one right
And
now.
people don't get that we work on weekends. Like
And evenings.
I'm glued
Yeah.
to the phone even
Wait.
on weekends. It's like the most busiest time for me.
No joke.
So
I was at hot yoga yesterday. You love hot yoga?
yeah, we'll go.
That
We'll
shit
go.
is really hot. Like way too hot. Like
Literally?
I walked in and I
No.
went, whoa.
No.
I was like, this is toasty.
No, that's easy for me.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
like,
I go to the sauna. I go to Lineage.
it was
Oh, I
not
can't
making
do
me
that.
feel
I don't
It's
know that it-
about
we're-
180
I
for
do like
half
5
an
minutes
hour.
in the sauna.
Oh no, 180
And
for
I
half
can't
an
breathe.
hour.
I'm good.
Super easy.
So-
And then you cold plunge after that.
So I was
I
at
do
hot
cold
yoga
plunge.
yesterday,
Okay.
and I shouldn't have taken my phone in, but I did. And of course, it was on silent, but it was kind of, I didn't want to leave my phone in the front because they say take your things in with you because the door's shut and, who knows if weirdos
Yeah.
come in and take your stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
So I bring all my stuff in with me. So my phone's sitting at the edge of my mat and I see it light up with a client that I've been trying to get a hold of for a week. And time was of the essence. We needed to speak.
It's like a doctor's appointment. Like
Dude.
you need to take that call.
I did.
Yeah. Of course. Okay.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
I did. I picked it up. I said, hello, hold on. And I walked out. That's so
And all
bad.
you wanted was
Dude.
just your yoga, just for a little,
But what I
45 minutes.
But I guess my point.
It always
sure,
happens.
Sure,
It
but whatever.
always.
You know what I mean? Like, I guess what my point is.
You're 24/7.
We all are.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like it's weekends, it's evenings. It was 6 a.m. this morning. Somebody texted me. I was texting back,
I think for you too. I'm like, hold
And
on,
I-
I'm at a volleyball tournament.
and I answered in the middle of yoga. So bad.
Oh,
Fired.
I know.
Not a lot
Well,
of agents would do that though.
No.
Not a lot of them would. So props to you.
I don't know. There's some balance issues there.
I think about that too. But it's just not in me.
It's
and
not
especially
in
if
me
you've been
either.
waiting a week or something to get a hold of this person or to connect with this person, that would bug me if I didn't like it would. I'm in yoga and now you're not even enjoying yoga because
I wasn't enjoying it anyway, if I'm being
Okay, it was
honest.
too hot.
I really
It was
wasn't.
too hot.
It was
Gotcha.
actually a good excuse to walk outside and cool off for a second because it was just too hot
Yeah.
today.
no,
Like
but it's
yesterday.
like a doctor's phone call. Like you're gonna pick up. I know you are, and I would too. And people don't understand that all the time.
I know,
But
whatever.
It's the balance.
it is what it is, right? It is what it is.
Balance, lifestyle, or whatever they say about agents.
Work life
Yeah, work life
quality,
balance.
work life balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hopefully, we're lucky enough to have those grateful clients. They're appreciative.
Of
We
course.
picked up. So that's what I always try to go back to.
I was trying not to sound like I was all out of breath.
Oh my gosh. It's hard.
It is
Hi- yeah.
hard. I keep telling him to go with me, and he's like,
You
no.
get your butt kicked.
No. He thinks it's,
No.
I think he thinks it's easy.
I did it one time.
I do not think
Just
it's
one.
easy.
I did it once,
No.
like a couple months ago, with a cousin of mine, and it kicked my butt.
It's not my
Like
jam.
it was not mine either, really. I never do it, but now I give props to whoever does do it.
It's
it
rough.
sucks.
But
It's
you
gonna
do-
suffer.
and
It's
you-
different. It's very different.
And you're
Yes.
athletic. I
Yeah,
know you
but
are. You
it's-
do a lot of.
It's like more, because
Yeah.
I'm like more, I like weightlifting or like different things like that.
But you
It's
used to
very,
ra-
it's
like,
very different.
you used to race dirt bikes, Lex.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're
But it's
you're very
so
athletic.
different. It's different muscles. You're using different things that you're not used to. So it's like a whole other experience.
Yes.
So I'm
I
like,
didn't know
have
you used to race dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
a couple of years. Not that long.
All right.
I think I would have, if I would have started racing younger, probably would have still been doing it. But I just like riding for fun. Yeah.
Nice.
It's going around. It's a family thing. But
That's fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a hobby.
yes, very much so.
That's
Wish I
like an
did it more, but-
adrenaline thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't
wish
even
I-
put like ice skates on. I'd be like, oh my God.
Oh, we were just talking about
Yeah.
that this morning because I've been trying to get him to go ice skating with me for years.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
so
but this
fun.
one's been an ice skater. Like she spent a lot of time
Really?
on the
I
ice.
did, yeah.
No
So
way.
she
did
wants
ice
me to
skating
go out
lessons
there.
for 2
like,
years.
I grew up figure skating, and I
Really?
skated probably from the time I was 6
Oh my gosh.
until 19. I would say.
Okay, I need to see you
pretty
go
heavily.
out on the ice.
I can.
Carrie, that's like
That's
legit
cool.
skating.
I can still skate. I can't. I'm not gonna.
You're not going to go jump and stuff.
I'm not gonna go.
Pirouette.
Yeah, I'm not throwing a jump.
You're not like
I
a-
will break something at this age.
My favorite ice skater, Oksana Bayul.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Do you remember her
Of
in
course.
the Olympics?
Yeah. Of course.
She was insane. She
She's
beat
so
Christy
elegant.
Yamaguchi, I think. I taped it. That's when you had to like sit there and you had to like press record and play at the same time.
Lexi
like-
wouldn't know.
Oksana Bayul. No. She was a swan.
I know
Do you remember
the-
that?
Yes, yes.
What's the one they
incredible.
got in trouble?
Oh,
That's Tanya Harding.
Tanya
Yeah,
Harding.
her.
Oh, I taped that whole thing with Nancy Kerrigan.
Yep.
I was
Yes.
like obsessed.
I remember that.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
well,
Crazy.
she broke her leg
Yeah.
or beat
Well,
it.
her
Allegedly.
shoelace,
She
her
had
shoelace
somebody do
came undone during her once in a lifetime routine in the Olympics. It came undone. She stopped. She went up to the podium with all the what do you call those judges, and she's like, "My shoelace is undone." Like I remember it so vividly. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
It was insane. And the Olympics let her like get some new shoelaces and start all over again. She did.
They
She-
let
so
them
did
do
the
She
that.
laces
came
break?
back out all over. I don't know. Something, because you know how you have like all those little windy things,
Yeah,
and
the
like
little
something
loops.
came off.
Yeah. Well, we were just talking about going skating this morning because
crazy.
they were showing. You know how like sometimes like at the Grove or whatever they'll have
Yeah,
like the
they
pop
set
up
it
up. Yeah, yeah.
ice skating rinks and really cute. I said, "Oh, it'll be so Christmassy and so fun. Let's go." And he's like, "No." He's like, "I probably need a cocktail to go do that." I was like, "Good
You're probably
idea.
right.
You'll
No,
loosen
I-
up
You're
a
probably
little."
right.
you
Oh
know.
my gosh.
I said I'll sit at the tables on the outside,
Oh.
have a cocktail, and
take
you can go
photos.
inside, and I'll
There
video
we go.
you.
He wants to
Yeah.
watch me skate. And I was like, "Come on, I'll teach you." I was like, "We'll go out there. I'll teach you how to like skate backwards and all this stuff." And he was like, "No, I don't think so." I was like, "What do you want? Like the walker, like the little kids?" And he's like, "Oh no, you're just making fun of me."
Did you ever
That's funny.
skate at the Laurel Canyon little
Yes.
mall in the valley?
Yes.
That's where I took lessons.
Yeah, and I used to. I don't know if you remember this, but the Topanga Mall had a skating rink. Really long time ago.
okay.
That's where I started skating. I skated at Isoplex for a
Okay.
very long time.
Wow.
Yeah,
I have to see video.
I don't.
I love ice skating.
We didn't have video then.
Brian Botano.
Of course.
Loved him.
Yeah.
Scott Hamilton. No one, better.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember
You remember
that
Scott
name.
Hamilton?
Yeah, of course.
Hamilton on Ice or something like that. Was that a thing? Or did I make
Disney
that
on
up?
Sounds
Ice
like
is
it
a
was.
thing.
All right, I might have made that up.
Okay, I think we're gonna have an excursion to the ice skating rink.
I remember going to the
I'll do
Again.
it.
Yeah,
growing
you'll
up.
do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
High five.
Absolutely.
Nice.
I'll
You
video.
want next?
Friday nights for the Cube. That was the main thing.
What's
Yeah.
down the street here?
That's the Cube. The ice skate. Well, I don't know if it was called that. I
It
don't remember
wasn't
what it was called.
originally.
I don't remember what it was
I don't
called. Like just
either.
the ice skating rink. We
My
just
I
daughter
think
call
it was like Santa Clarita ice skating.
Yeah, I just call it like the ice skating rink.
My daughter skated there when she was
Yeah,
little.
we used to do. They did some either Friday nights or Saturday nights. They used to be like a theme, like a day everybody could go. I remember doing that a lot, like during I think like freshman year, like of high school. That used to be like the spot to go to.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, it was super
Yeah.
fun. That was probably the last time I ever skated.
Well, we're getting a roller skating rink.
Are we really?
Oh, that'd
Yeah.
be fun.
Oh, no, it's at the aquatic center.
Oh, the community center.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
with
that
pools, yeah.
it's a whole thing that it's already being built. it's in the works right now, and it's a roller rink.
I didn't know that. I used to
That'd
do
be
that
fun.
too.
Well, if you ice skate, you should pick up roller skating.
Oh yeah, I used to do that a lot. I think
Yeah.
probably all of like elementary school,
That's cool.
obviously so long
Yeah.
ago, but
Yeah,
I used to spend a lot of time there.
It's in the works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought actually rollerblading, like when that became a thing, I thought, no big deal. I'm going to strap on these rollerblades and go. Oh, that did not work
I
out
remember
quite
I
the
could do
same.
rollerblading.
It's different.
It's quite different. I went to go stop on rollerblades like I would
You go
stop on ice skates. And let's just say when you cut your blade into the ice and you stop quickly, that didn't quite work the same on rollerblades. It was
No.
more like da-da-da-da-da, and then face plant. And it was like,
Oh no! Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So fun times though.
I think rollerblading.
How did we get on this subject?
Or roller
by the
skating,
way?
which is the one with the 4 wheels? Is that roller skating?
That's roller skating.
Yeah.
Roller
four
skating
wheels.
is harder.
It's
than
hard.
rollerblading.
Yeah.
Roller skating is a lot harder.
I don't
think
think
so,
so.
So I've rollerbladed like when I was younger before, but like roller skating, I don't know if I could do that now. I feel like that's a lot harder. I don't know why. It doesn't
We'll
seem
go
like
once
it would
the
be, but I
roller
feel like
skating
it
rink is done, and we'll have some
Field day.
cocktails, and then we'll all be there for each other. That would be
Gotcha.
fun.
Well, hold hands.
Yeah.
Go down the line.
Perfect. Perfect. We'll have a team excursion.
It'll be fun for the kids, though.
Yeah.
Something else to do,
Yeah.
which is
They're adding a lot to that
Good.
community center. There's that rolling rink and something else in there too, right? They're adding a lot to the backside of that.
oh yeah,
That used to be
Yeah.
because we play basketball in there, or we did last summer, and they were gonna change that, and I forgot what they were gonna do, but
Yeah.
they were really gonna expand that pretty big.
yeah.
There's a lot of great things in this community. It's definitely,
So much to do.
so much to do, right? Master plan community, great for families and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But you can lend anywhere in California. That I know.
Oh yes, yeah. I can lend anywhere in California. So, and it doesn't, take much knowing a community really when you're just approving somebody for a loan. You need these specific documents. It's great that we could shop around with several wholesale lenders, and you go from there. Yeah.
What are some like red flags or like big mistakes you've seen buyers make? Just so we can kind of like throw those out there for anyone who's listening, so they don't do that, because nobody wants to get in a situation where they end up losing out. They can't follow through on their dream home because, of a stupid mistake. I know, like buying a car, losing a job, like those are like the standards, but like what's some of the biggest ones you
Right.
think?
Obviously, don't go out and start buying a whole bunch of things that add to your debt as you're trying to purchase a home.
Like even furniture, right? Like don't go out
No.
and open
Don't open up new credit lines.
Yeah.
Don't do anything like that. The underwriter will catch it. And then it's just more explanations of what we need to do to obviously clear the file.
Underwriters are always like the bad guy, right? Or girl. It seems that way.
I know it seems that way. I mean, but when, you're asking for $800,000 or
Or $1 million
700
or
or $1 million.
what?
Yeah.
Or $2
like
million.
Kinda
I
have to be at
understand
that
where they're
point.
coming from. I really
do
do.
They're not trying to get into another 08. No,
Sorry.
all good. Yeah.
And all the underwriters I work with are super nice. So I can't get mad at them. But anything that they want versus like something really popping up at the end of the line, I'm aware of it. Like, again, as long as we communicate, I communicate it back to my clients. We're all on the same page. We're even like on a text thread with everybody. So things should never be that much of a surprise if it gets down to like the actual wire.
but that's only because you have a lot of experience. You've been doing this a long time. You know what to look for.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, and if I don't see it, the underwriter will. And hopefully if you have a good underwriter, they'll catch that stuff early on in the process to where you still have, 15 days left to work all this out, provide what the underwriter needs, and move on from there. There are certain things that, buyers go online for, and they're getting pre-approved by a computer or a bot, I guess, these days, or that's very sketchy. I would not advise that at all. I would definitely want a human there to help me with everything and communicate everything with me, because they take that, and then some real estate agents take that pre-qualification and they go with it.
It's not real.
It's not real. And I can close in 21 days or whatever. And then what's hard for a lot of people that have end up calling me like, Erica, we have like 10 days before we can close. And there are certain things that go on, but it's more like a warehouse dealing where I'm like, well, what did the underwriters say? And they're like, I don't know. Like, I don't really know who the underwriter is. Like, it's different every time. Mm-hmm. Or who's your processor? Or who's your loan officer? Like, things get so, and then the loan officer takes that and literally takes that responsibility and takes no responsibility. And I'm like, well, that's your first line of defense. Like, you should have, that loan officer really should have been asking you all these questions up front and all that kind of stuff. And then now you're getting a different processor and you're being transferred to another department. Like, I've seen that way too many times to where it's like really does make a difference if you have a local lender, or if you have a lender that's been in the business, loan officer for X amount of years that really knows what they're talking about. And again, if your loan officer doesn't know, they have that team behind them that will absolutely help you get those questions answered.
Well, I think the moral of the story is you want to be properly pre-qualified.
You do,
right?
You really do.
You don't want to have a bot do it. You don't want to go off of some like online pre-qual that you've gotten. And really it's not, if they haven't run your credit or looked at all your documents, that's not a pre-qualification.
There's really nothing.
There's really nothing
there.
Yeah,
please don't get your heart set on anything, because it's.
And I have unfortunately had that happen, like with clients that have gone through big banks. I had it happen with Wells Fargo, Bank of America. Yeah. And you're shaking your head because I know you've heard it before. Yeah. It's not uncommon. And
that's where they get transferred to a different department every time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, early in my career, I took that as, oh, this is Wells Fargo. This is a big bank. I took that as a,
it should be okay.
A pre-approval or a pre-qual or whatever. Yeah. And it was good. And we got into the transaction, and 3 weeks in, the lender said, oh, I'm sorry, this client doesn't qualify, after they spent money on an inspection and an appraisal and all the things. And it's like, that's so heartbreaking for somebody. So don't get yourself in that situation is the moral of the story, and, get properly pre-qualified.
Yeah. And again, it's even the team behind me. It's like my underwriters respond within 24 hours. Mm-hmm. So by the time my client's waking up the next day,
you've got an answer.
Possibly, scheduling the inspection, I'm coming back with, okay, this is what we need already right then and there. Because the last 2 weeks of the transaction, you should be kind of clear to close. Okay, everything's dialed in. Let's focus on scheduling your escrow, in another week or so. Like, because all of that can come down to the wire too. Let's make sure you, your wife, everyone's available. I've had things where, oh, I'm out of town that day. And I'm like, you're out of town like the last 4 days that were.
I've had a client go out of country.
Like, yeah.
Like not just out of town, but out of country.
So many
that's
other
insane.
things we're trying to put together at that time. I want the loan to be done. So with certain big banks like that, they're not going to get an answer for weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like those big banks, like especially when they have the loan officer in the front.
Yes.
I feel like there's a big wall behind them, and it has a little slot.
It's
and
like
they just put
they
take your paperwork and they just slide it in the slot, and then they look, but the slot closes behind them, and there's no feedback. And I feel bad for the loan officer because they're just left to dance. Because all they can do. They have no feedback.
They're getting beat up by the client on their side.
I remember this Chase. She was awesome too, but the client was so like he was in the middle. I mean, it's stressful, and he was putting a lot of pressure on her. And she calls me crying. She's like, I don't know what to do. Like, he's calling me. He's upset. He's yelling at me. And I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you. It's like your bank is letting you down. They're not giving you the feedback. So you can tell them, hey, we're in the process of doing this, and this is what's going on, and we're expecting it by then. She had nothing to tell them because they couldn't tell them. And like you said, it was
it's
weeks.
rough. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's brutal. and she wound up
No.
quitting. She
Really
wound up
can't
quitting
even
that
sleep
job.
at night, really,
Yeah.
knowing what your loan's going to be. I personally try to do my home purchase with Chase because my husband has, relationships with that bank and a certain, balance of what people keep and certain things. I think I hung in there for 2 weeks. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, I'm a loan officer. Why am I not? I'm like, am I just by a quarter in rate? I'm like, I'm not going to do this. It was painful. It was painful. And the loan officer at Chase was like, why are you, like using us? And I was like, it's not that it was way off with what I could shop for even my own family or not. But, my husband wanted to save as much as possible, and I get it, whatever. But really, that principal and interest payment was like a $22 difference to where I was like, this isn't even going to close in time. Like, there's no, it was, we were trying to close in 21 days, and they were like, no, we need at least a 45-day. Closing on this. And I'm like, this file is squeaky clean. Like, I put together my own file to submit to Chase on my own. And, no, I pulled it.
You pulled it. Yeah. That's what
I pulled it.
thinking.
I was like,
yeah.
So I did the numbers for my husband and I'm like, listen, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, okay, I get it. And I'm like, obviously I submitted it to where I wanted to submit it. And yeah, I mean, it was clear to close in 7 days. So
Yeah.
it just made sense. But that's how much communication, or you don't hear back from them, and
That's the
I
worst.
wouldn't do it ever again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the worst.
No.
And it really makes you understand how your clients feel, right? And that's why you're so communicative. And
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
You don't ever want anyone to ever feel like, why am I not hearing back? Why do I not have an answer? What's going on?
And it was easy for that loan officer at the front desk to be like, well, no, I'll keep you posted once I hear something. And it's like, I want more from you than that. Like, because I'm a loan officer, that's not what I do. But that's all they can really do.
Yeah.
Because you submit it to a warehouse of underwriters, and whatever number you are in their mix, that's what you are.
You're in the rotation.
Yeah, you're just in like some rotation, and that's not how I work. So
No.
yeah, no,
No.
no.
You're a number on the board. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot. That's a lot of stress for the client, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, before we close out, do you have any predictions for the real estate market or any hopes as to where things are going?
Ooh, real estate, I would look more to you guys for that but I mean, I don't see anything really crazy
of course,
happening.
I mean, in terms of like the
but
lending portion of the real estate market.
I'm all long pause. I listen to a lot of podcasts myself, and
Barry Habib.
I do.
Yeah, he's great.
I love Barry. I love Dan. I've talked to Dan personally about certain things. Those, that family is very, very knowledgeable of, they've been in this business for 30, 35, 40 years, I would think. Right. And I try to follow their advice or what they say. And, I've never really been let down. So that's really great. But, they're saying, quarter 3, quarter 4 of 2026, we're really hoping to see, low 5s, high 4s, but anything could happen. And then someone will throw out, a tariff with this country or tariffs on that country. And that is a big deal right now. And then picking the new head, Fed chairman that's going to replace Jerome Powell is another really big thing. So I don't know if rates are going to go up, but they could just level out of where they are right now. Mid 6s, low 6s, higher 5s.
Mm-hmm. But we're never going to see 2s again, do you think?
They say we will never see 2s or 3s again.
So
That's what they say. That we'll never see it.
I think that's our biggest challenge is
Yeah.
talking to people and they're like, well, I have a 2.5% rate. Why am I going to move? But people pass, people get divorced, people get sick,
True.
their families grow,
Yeah.
families shrink, the empty nesters. So lifestyle or life changes will force people to give that up at some point. But it is hard. And what I've seen recently is like I saw inventory in this valley started hitting like 900, and that's high. And now we're back in the 500s. And this is only in the last 2 months. So I started kind of getting worried because inventory is the biggest indicator, right?
Sure.
Like if you have high inventory, people start seeing all the signs everywhere and they start flipping out. And they're like, oh man, we're crashing, right? And then all of a sudden they went back down. That's 30% drop back down. And now I'm like, okay, well, and then the rates came down a little bit, and I'm like, okay, what's going on now? But that's what I see. But
And just because the feds cut rates, that has really, everything is a trickle effect, but just know mortgage rates aren't always directly affected with when the feds cut a rate, which is the inner banking lending rate, so there's a lot more other things that are involved with mortgage rates. Currently, unemployment's where it should be. It's not like a lot of people are filing for unemployment, losing their jobs. This is what everyone's saying. They still are trying to work on inflation. So there's a lot of things that affect mortgage rates other than just, Jerome Powell getting on the TV and cutting another 25 basis points. That's not really.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when something like that does happen, these lenders already bake in the pricing of what they see is happening for the future to where it's already baked into what I'm quoting you today. There's nothing drastically changing, in the next month or two for that interest rate. So whoever takes Jerome's position and whatever happens in, Q2 of 2026 or Q3, I don't see the interest rates, really coming down to anything in the 4s or 3s. And the 2s are just
not happening.
I don't know. I haven't been in this industry that long, I think, but
I think 10 years is a pretty long time.
I was lucky enough to refi at 2.5%.
So was I.
And I don't want to touch that rate, obviously.
No.
But everyone's saying like, oh, you're lucky you're in the business at that time because you're never going to see that again. And it's like, okay, that's all I can go off right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, lastly, how do people get a hold of you?
Oh, okay. Well, my name's Erica Miata, once again, with The Mortgage Nut. My cell is 661-505-2522. Or you can get a hold of me at erica@themortgagenut.com. Or our website, themortgagenut.com.
And they can apply for a loan right on there.
You can apply for a loan right then and there. You can even Google us if you're not familiar with searching up certain websites or names or whatever, The Mortgage Nut. And
very cool.
We respond very quickly. You will get me, not a bot.
There you go.
The last offer we submitted with another great real estate friend of mine, the listing agent, I called her and then she called me back and she was like, oh my God, you're not a bot. And I'm all, no. Like I called to vouch for my clients. Like they submitted an offer. They're set to go. Like I wanted to talk to you about them. Like, and she's like, I expected a bot. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know that stuff was happening.
Sad.
Yeah. So that's interesting to me that, if you're trying to call these, loan officers trying to talk about the client that submitted an offer and you're not getting, I guess, a human.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
We've lost the human touch.
That's really
at this
weird.
Point.
Yeah. It's very weird to me. So
okay, well,
I was happy about that.
It. We still have
yes.
it. We're good.
Yeah.
You're
Lexi
human.
still has it.
Yes, you are human.
You're a human.
Thank you. Yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
So
well, thank you, ladies. Thank you for joining us today.
You got it.
thank you for having us.
Of course.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning into the Opposites Unite podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to leave a comment for a chance to get a shout out in our next video. See you next time.